Why were Tokyo trials called victor's justice? Have you ever wondered why the Tokyo trials are often labeled as victor's justice? This term raises questions about fairness and accountability in the aftermath of World War II. Let's break it down. The Tokyo trials, officially known as the International Military Tribunal for the Far East, were held to prosecute Japanese leaders for war crimes. However, only the defeated Japanese officials faced trial, while the Allied powers who won the war were not held accountable for their actions. This one-sided approach is a key reason why many refer to it as victor's justice. During these trials, the legal framework was created by the victors. The Allied powers established definitions for crimes, such as crimes against peace, after the war had ended. This means that the rules were made retroactively, raising concerns about fairness. The defendants were judged by standards that did not exist during the conflict. Furthermore, the judges and prosecutors at the tribunal were representatives of the Allied nations. Their decisions often reflected national interests and political motives rather than a purely legal process. Some judges even criticized the trial procedures, suggesting that the tribunal served the interests of the victors rather than functioning as an independent court. Another point to consider is the lack of safeguards for the defendants. The Tokyo trials did not always follow principles of due process that are common in many judicial systems. For instance, sentencing decisions, including death penalties, were made by majority vote. This is different from some military justice codes that requiring unanimous agreement, raising doubts about the fairness of the verdicts. The historical context also plays a role. The Tokyo trials followed the Nuremberg trials in Europe, which faced similar criticisms. Both trials were seen as examples of victor's justice, reinforcing the idea that only the defeated nations were held accountable for wartime actions. In summary, the Tokyo trials are called victor's justice because they illustrate a legal process where only the losing side was prosecuted under laws created by the victors. This often led to political influences affecting the judicial process and a lack of reciprocal accountability for the Allied powers. The legacy of these trials continues to spark debates about justice and fairness in the context of World War II.